Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another week of me trying to be profitable and earn a payout. And this week was pretty quick, as you can see. I only traded for 4 days this week, as the performance this week was really not it. First week ever on the funded account, so there were some nerves initially, but I gained my composure back pretty quickly and kept consistent with the good habits outside of trading. Always aiming to be better and learning to keep my resilience to keep going despite hard times, but I won't keep you guys waiting for any longer, so let's just get into this week's trades. Alright, Hyterium, we had a lot of confluences to work with. We're reacting to this 4-hour fair value gap barrier accumulating within it, and we're also respecting this 1-hour order block. These two confluences, as well as the accumulation, made me feel more bullish, and we had inwalk above as well, which added onto the bias. The inwalk was quite high and could still be seen as a move to be played out later. Looking at the low time, we just broke through this 50-minute fair value gap and respected this other one for bullish, but if I really wanted to be sold for bulls today, I wanted to see the higher 50-minute fair value gap get broken through. And we had the LRLs develop to the sell side, which I could see as a later move we could take, but to be able to tell, I wanted to wait for the price to develop. And we were still accumulating, so I'ma just sit back and let market develop. And my bad guys, I forgot to record the live, but what ended up happening was that I got touched. I went for a short down to the recent low as we reacted and formed nicely to a small 5-minute fair value gap that was just developed. And this was complemented with a 3-minute order block plus 1-minute fair value gap and the golden zone around the 5-minute high low. And I got bitch slapped like crazy, but it was well deserved as the setup was forced and there wasn't even any 5-minute confluence to work with like I would usually use for a setup. And I was thinking whether I should have entered or not, as the chop was pretty strong, but I lost the mental battle today and that caused me to take a bad setup. It's alright though, minimized the loss quite a bit, and I'm happy I got this loss out of the way first. But what I could have done better, I could have aimed for a snipe for bullish after seeing that price reacted nicely to the 5-minute order block and broke past the fair value gap we used initially. This was overlapped with the golden zone from the 5-minute high low, but yeah, we'll learn from it and come back even stronger. Alright guys, so the high term was conflicting currently, as I saw that there were confluences to both sides, and there was this 4-hour fair value gap for bullish here, and there was also this 1-hour fair value gap here for bearish. And because of this, I'll mainly be judging price on the lower time frame. There was another 4-hour fair value gap lower down though, which could act as a target for price, which gives bearish a slight edge as of right now. The term was pretty cooked as of right now though, as there were confluences to both sides, 50-minute order block for bullish and 50-minute inverse fair value gap for bearish. So I really need to wait and let price develop further before taking entry. And I did see this potential setup for the mid to high time frame, price tapping into the 1-hour order block and 15-minute order block for bullish and leaving a decently sized wick. And it was too early for me to enter into any trades, so I decided against it though. And for this trade, since we got a confirmation for bullish earlier with us tapping and respecting 1 the 15-minute order block and 2 the 5-minute fair value gap plus order block overlap, this made me pretty confident in the long today. And I did see that we had equal lows on the 1 minute at the bottom of the 5-minute order block, which we could see as a seek and destroy before getting a distribution move up like we've been seeing for the past week. And price did eventually get a macro move down to hit my entry. I quite like my entry, and off of candle formation we did sweep out the equal lows from slippage, which I also liked. We formed bullish as well, so I was really confident in this trade. The pre-market macro kicked in and actually just touched me again, bringing us a quick loss of 170. And with today, I did follow my plan, so I don't see anything wrong with taking this setup. I took the trade after the low time frame trend was developed and respected the low time frame bullish confluences, and I took a snipe with 5-minute confluences plus golden zone, so I was pretty confident in the trade. And we had time frame alignments up to the 1 hour that was showing bullish PA at the time too, but with what I could have done better, honestly I think today should have just been a no trade day, as there wasn't much opportunity for my style of trading to really pop off. So yeah, that ends off Tuesday. Alright, so the high term was looking pretty chopped as of right now, with price being within this key range with this overlap of the 4-hour fair value gap plus 1-hour fair value gap. And looking at the low time frame, there was quite a lot of imbalances. I mainly wanted to see the breakout of either bullish or bearish. If price broke out to either side, I'll aim for a snipe entry because I do see possibilities to both sides. Bearish had the 4-hour fair value gap plus 1-hour BPR, as well as the recent low time frame imbalances respecting bearish. Bullish, however, also had the 1-hour fair value gap and a few low time frame imbalances plus low resistance liquidity. And after watching price develop for a while, I did see that price broke through the 50-minute fair value gap plus BPR, which made me decide to hunt for an entry. There was a 15-minute order block and a 5-minute order block, which I was contemplating about placing my entry, and I decided on the 5-minute order block with the 1 hour looking pretty strong for bearish, and I was pretty confident and I wanted to be entered into this trade. And we slowed for a bit more before hitting my entry, and price was hovering in the green for a while before market open, and we got a decent move up. I wasn't scared though, since we did have LRLs above, so we definitely could see it sweep out some liquidity before moving lower. The price continued on this pump up and ended up hitting my stop loss pretty quickly for a loss of 350. And with what I could have done better, I definitely could have considered the draws on liquidity more, as macro and market open usually hunt inefficiencies and draws on liquidity, and it's been the same the past 2 days where price has targeted the most recently developed LRLs from market open, which does make sense, and price will move as efficiently as it can, and sweeping out all this liquidity is an easy way for it to grab a bunch of orders, so I'll consider that more when I trade tomorrow. But yeah, not letting these losses get to my head. Losses happen to everybody, it's just part of the game, and what's important is that I stay consistent and stick to the plan. Switching up now is how I lose all my progress as well, so I just gotta keep grinding and keep at it. Alright, Ethereum was looking pretty interesting. We had some volatility before news, which swept out all the built up LRLs from the previous day to Asia, and we had a massive rebalance from news bringing us back up. And we have this 1 hour order block that we're within right now that I wanted to see how we react to, because if we form nicely within this order block, then I'll be leaning more towards shorts. We left massive imbalances below on the 15-minute, which I did think we could retrace and retest into before getting a move up, and I did think that the up move would be more of a PM session, or at least after news, and the bear seems more plausible. And I decided to take a short after seeing that price was stalling at this 5-minute fair value gap, which was within the 1 hour order block and 15-minute high-low golden zone. And this is a really good spot for an entry in my opinion, and since we had already retested this level and we were already hitting down, I decided to market entry as I was happy with the spot I was entering at. Though since I market entered, my calculation for my risk was a bit off and I could only place my stop loss at the top of the 1 hour order block, but that shouldn't matter, right? Okay, yeah, that was my bad. But since it hit my stop loss, it just means I'm wrong, right? Alright, yeah guys, I just airballed so hard today, so I ended up taking the L on this one. I honestly should have calculated my stop a lot better. This market I did was more of my muscle memory from the combine. The risk was a bit much for what I wanted to do on funded, but it was alright for the combine. But I think I should have just trusted my plan and model and stuck to the stop loss that I wanted. But yeah, what I could have done better today was placing the stop better and not cooking myself. But yeah, this loss really did just cook me hard, down about 1k this week. Because of that, I'm just walking on Friday too, so that just ends off this week's trades. And alright guys, that's about it for this week's trades. This week was pretty cooked for me, as you can see. The first trade was for sure forced, but I'm still happy I got it out of the way as the nerves after the initial trade went away. The next 2 trades after that were more because I read the charts wrong and it was too stuck to the bias. Also didn't go for the LRLs, which should have been a really clear target, but I digress. Last trade I took was I was honestly happy with it and I followed my plan, but I felt it was just a bit stupid of me not to trust my system and place my stop loss at where I wanted, as the difference wasn't even that much for the risk. I did backtesting throughout the weekend, reflected on my trades to do better, but I low-key trolled, and because of that I decided to not take a trade on Friday. Just going to spend my weekend to reflect and learn more. I'm a pretty busy weekend anyway, so it would give me a sort of break as well. But yeah, that's about it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys are interested, check out me and my friends Discord. It's just a chill place for everybody to talk and grow as traders, and we're all on the same journey to become the traders that we want to become, so join up if you guys are keen. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.